Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel, Mr. Loons, and today I'm doing Game Week 28 predictions of the Barclays Premier League. And it's going to be starting off tomorrow on the 17th of March. It's Nottingham Forest at their home stadium facing Newcastle United. I'm predicting this 1-1. I always predict 1-1. I've got so many predictions of 1-1. But the reason why I'm saying 1-1 here is Newcastle, they've got a good 3 points. But that's one win in the last 6 games. I think Newcastle are going to be fine. I think they're a great team. But Nottingham Forest's home record is one of the best. And they've got some really good results at home. And Newcastle seem to draw a lot this season, having around 11 draws in the Premier League. So this is definitely looking like a draw in my opinion. Moving on to the next game, it's actually another whole new day, 18th of March. It's Brentford against Leicester City. Brentford's at home. 2-2 high-scoring draw. Now, Brentford, again, same with Newcastle. They've got an 11, or I think it's 11 draws all season. And Leicester City are in desperate need for points. See, they're really inconsistent. They go through patches. They go through patches of constantly winning, and they go through patches of constantly losing. But I think they might be able to get a draw against Brentford. I mean, because they didn't do too bad against Chelsea. I know they lost 3-1, got a red card. I don't know all the details. But they didn't do that bad. They had a fair few chances. We know what Leicester City are capable of. And Brentford drawing a lot this season. I could see this being a draw. Moving on to the next game. It's Southampton at home against Tottenham Hotspur. 3-1 to Spurs. I think Southampton might be able to get a point here. Because Spurs have lost against Wolves. And are looking a bit shaky in some areas. But with Harry Kane up front against Southampton. And after Southampton losing 2-0 against Brentford yesterday, it kind of convinces me that Spurs are going to win this. To be fair, between Crystal Palace in 12th and Southampton in 20th, there is just 5 points between them. That's a crazy 5 points between last and 12th in the Premier League. Moving on to the next game, it's Aston Villa at Villa Park against AFC Bournemouth. 2-1 to Villa. Now, I know Bournemouth got a good 1-0 win against Liverpool, just about scraping a 1-0 result. And in fact, Bournemouth have actually got decent form for a side that I think is in the relegation zone. But they're going away against Aston Villa. The last 3 games haven't lost. They've been alright. They're in a comfortable position. They're definitely not going down. And I think Villa, are probably the favourites. But I think it could easily be a draw, especially how Bournemouth are starting to get a few points here and there. But moving on to the next game, it's going to be Wolverhampton Wanderers at home against Leeds United. Big relegation scrap. 1-0 to Leeds United though. I would probably say a draw in this game, a 1-1 draw, but I seem to always predict 1-1. But Wolves, I know Newcastle is going to be a hard team to face, but they didn't do that great, Wolverhampton Wanderers, in that game. And yes, they have recently got a 1-0 win against Spurs, and they have been starting to improve, but still, Leeds United getting a 2-2 draw against Brighton is really, really good for Leeds United. And the fact that they got the least wins in the Premier League means a win's definitely coming up against Wolverhampton Wanderers, 100%. And in my opinion, the last game for Leeds and the last game for Wolves, it looks like Leeds are going to win this, especially with their new manager. And in my opinion, that squad is better than Wolves. That Leeds squad could, if they put everything towards it, finish maybe in top 10. But at the moment, they just need to string things together, Leeds. And I think they will be able to scrape a 1-0 win against Wolves. Moving on to the next game, it's Chelsea at Stamford Bridge facing Everton. 1-0 to Chelsea. I mean, look at it. In my opinion, this is shouting a 1-0 result to Chelsea. Chelsea are 2-0 away against Dortmund to win 2-1 in aggregate in the Champions League. They also won 1-0 against Leeds, absolutely dominating them. They've got a really good 3-1 win against Leicester. They're winning recently. And with a really, really good defensive record and a decent defence as well. And especially that Everton's attack is one of the worst in the league. And Chelsea's attack isn't too great either. But I think they've got way more quality. Home advantage. Just shouts out a 1-0 win to Chelsea. Moving on to the next game. It's the last day. And the last prediction is on the 19th of March. It's at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. And I'm predicting this a comfortable win for Arsenal. 2-0 to Arsenal. I mean, looking at Arsenal have won the last 5 games. Crystal Palace haven't won for, 10 games or something crazy like that? And they lost their last game against Brighton 1-0. And Arsenal are performing amazingly. The favourites are 100% Arsenal, especially that Crystal Palace are just 5 points away from last Southampton. Before I do end the video, last week I did indeed get 8 points And I actually got one exactly correct score. It was West Ham versus Aston Villa. I got right. And obviously there were some other score lines that I got right, but not exactly right. And overall, I'm sitting on 148 points out of 524 points. That will be the end of my video. Hopefully you can like and subscribe, and always remember to turn on notifications to never miss one of my fantastic YouTube videos. I'll see you next time. Toodle pip now.